you have ever stood in the rice aisle staring at bags labeled fragrant or aromatic, wondering why there are two different types of long white grains next to each other? You are not alone. To the untrained eye, Jasmine and Basmati look nearly identical. They are both slender, white, and smell incredible when they cook. But treat them as interchangeable, and you will quickly realize your mistake when your biryani turns into mush or your Thai curry feels strangely dry. This isn't just about geography, though that plays a part. It is about how these grains behave in your pot and on your plate. One is designed to cling together, making it perfect for scooping up sauces. The other is bred to stand apart, creating that light, fluffy pile of individual grains that feels almost weightless. Understanding these nuances stops you from fighting your food and helps you get that perfect restaurant-style texture at home. At a glance, let's cut through the noise. Both of these are aromatic long-grain rices, meaning they have a natural scent compound called 2-acetyl-1-pyrroline that smells like pandan or popcorn. But that is where the similarities fade. Jasmine rice comes from Southeast Asia, primarily Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam. It is the comfort food of the rice world, moist, slightly clingy, and soft. Basmati, on the other hand, is the pride of the Himalayan foothills in India and Pakistan. It is technically an extra-long grain that elongates even further when cooked. It is the champagne of rice, drier, distinct, and elegant. If you want a quick rule of thumb, Jasmine clumps, Basmati separates. Jasmine is for chopsticks and spoons. Basmati is for forks and fingers. Flavor and aroma. While both are aromatic, they hit your nose differently. Jasmine rice lives up to its name with a floral, almost sweet scent. When you steam a pot of new crop jasmine rice, the kitchen smells like pandan leaves and sweet tropical flowers. It has a subtle sweetness on the tongue that balances spicy, salty, or sour dishes perfectly. Basmati takes a different path. Its aroma is savory, woody, and distinctly nutty. It doesn't have that sugary undertone. Instead, it tastes earthy and toasted. This is why it stands up so well to intense spices like cumin, cardamom, and saffron without getting lost. It provides a neutral but flavorful canvas, whereas jasmine adds its own mild perfume to the meal. Texture and cooking behavior. This is where the science gets interesting. The texture difference comes down to two starch molecules, amylose and amylopectin. Jasmine rice is lower in amylose and higher in amylopectin, which is the starch that causes stickiness. When you cook it, the grains soften and swell, becoming moist and slightly clinging to their neighbors. It's not sticky rice in the glutinous sense, but it has enough cohesion to be picked up easily. Basmati is high in amylose, which helps the grains stay firm and separate. During cooking, basmati grains don't just get fat, they elongate, sometimes doubling in length. The result is a dry, fluffy pile where every grain is an individual entity. You can fluff it with a fork and it falls apart like snow. If you try to make fried rice with fresh hot jasmine, it turns into a gloopy mess. Do the same with basmati or day-old jasmine, and it works beautifully. Preparing the perfect pot. Getting the texture right starts before you even turn on the stove. With basmati, patience is non-negotiable. You need to wash it thoroughly until the water runs clear to remove surface starch, and then soak it for at least 30 minutes. This soaking step allows the grains to absorb water evenly, ensuring they elongate properly without breaking. When cooking, you can boil it like pasta in plenty of salted water and drain it, or use the absorption method with a 1 to 1.5 rice-to-water ratio. Jasmine is much lower maintenance. A quick rinse is all it needs to remove dust. No soaking is required. In fact, soaking jasmine can make it too soft and mushy. Because the grains are naturally softer and moister, you need less water, typically a 1 to 1.25 ratio. Steaming is the traditional and best method, preserving that signature plumpness and fragrance without waterlogging the grains. Nutrition and best uses. Nutritionally, they are fairly close in macronutrients. Both are mostly carbohydrates with a bit of protein and almost no fat. However, there is one significant difference for those watching their blood sugar: glycemic index, GI. Basmati rice has a much lower GI, typically 50s to low 60s, compared to Jasmine, which can be up in the 80s or higher. This means Basmati digests slower and doesn't spike your insulin as aggressively. For cooking, match the rice to the region. Use Jasmine for Thai curries, Vietnamese grilled meats, or any saucy stir-fry where you want the rice to soak up the liquid and hold it. It's the perfect vehicle for gravy. Use Basmati for Indian biryanis, Persian pilafs, or Middle Eastern side dishes. Its dryness prevents these layered dishes from becoming heavy or soggy. If you are making a pilaf where you sauté the rice in oil or butter first, Basmati is the only choice. Jasmine is too soft and will break apart. Bottom line, keep both in your pantry. They aren't rivals, they are specialists. Use Jasmine when you want comfort and cohesion, and Basmati when you want lightness and separation.